Hickok 45 here with another anniversary celebration. Yes, look at those beauties lying there on the table. One of them was made in 1884 when I was a baby. Can you believe it? Which one do you think it was? I'll help you out a little bit. How about this one? Let's shoot it. You want to? Let's shoot that paper. Oh man, must have been black powder. Let's hit that bowling. I missed it. That should be 5. It was 5. It should be empty, what I missed. Oh man, look at this. We must be in heaven, man, as they say. Yes, Colt Single Action, made in 1884 and bought by me 20 years ago. Wow, time flies, doesn't it? I love these 20-year anniversaries. I'm going to keep it juiced up so it doesn't get frozen up on me, which is not going to, but you never know, I might get to talking. Yeah, boy. 1884, you've seen it before, you better have. I'll try to remember to link to some of the earlier videos on it, but yeah, it's almost to the, this time of the year. I bought it 20 years ago, and is any firearm worthy of an anniversary celebration more than this? I don't think so. And back 20 years ago, I really didn't borrow it from buds. I actually bought it at a gun show in Louisville, Kentucky, Gun Day, from Bill Ham, who normally is known for his Ruger collection. He's I think I might have bought a Ruger from him at some point, but he is a Ruger collector, and I see him at the Tulsa gun shows and the big gun shows, and have for a long time, 20, 30 years. And so it wasn't really like him to have a Colt necessarily. I don't think he normally has a lot of Colts. But he did. He had a couple, or at least this one that day, and I was looking at it, and yeah, it's mine now. It has been for a while. So pretty cool. Yeah, this is a favorite. It's been with me a while. It's hard to believe it's been 20 years. Really, it is. I know I say that all the time, but many of you understand that, how fast a decade or two can just pass on by. You know, you can be a dumb little kid one minute, and then before you know it, you're just a big dumb adult. It just happens very fast, you know. And so it still works. I've tried to take care of it. I am not the one who wore it out. You notice how worn it appears to be. That wasn't me. It was like that when I got it. I've taken good care of it. It's been a ballistol firearm for 20 years. I keep it oiled up. Obviously, I mean, that's not a stainless gun for you new folks, new shooters, or people who just don't know. You know, there's no stainless firearms back in 1884, but the fact there's no finish on it, you know, could lead someone to believe that it's like a remake or something, and looks kind of like stainless, I guess, a brushed stainless finish, but no, it's not. It's just raw metal. So, and I've never really had any trouble with guns like this, keeping them from rusting. You know, I know your first thought would be, wow, looks like you just took that outdoors in the humidity for 2 seconds, you'd have it rusted up, and not really. Well, you just wipe it down. You know, it takes care of it. So, I mean, with black powder, there's a little more. You want to be careful with it. Keep her juiced up. I overdo it a little bit. I keep the black powder because I'm talking, shooting, and everything, and I keep it juiced down there and everything. Because these are some of my loads right here. I got stuff from Buffalo Arms, but I typically don't use a lot of, there's a lube called SPG, and there's probably others. I have used it with some of my loads, and man, these I've loaded about 20 years ago, but I don't always do that. I just make sure I keep the gun lubed up, you know, and don't go through all the process maybe you do with beeswax and different things, because the black powder still cakes up in there. It just does. So it's cool. I'm not going to keep you all too long, but I knew you'd be mad if I didn't invite you out. In fact, I wanted to invite you out. Well, I always want to invite you out because I am getting this thing dirty. I don't do that very often. Black powder. So I will take this thing apart totally and clean it. By every screw I'll take out of it, you know, just because I am the curator of this museum piece. I have been for 20 years, and I want to be conscientious about it. And so I may not shoot it for 2 or 3 years at a time, but I want it to be in the same shape as it is or was when I bought it. When I'm on the other side of the grass, and it's not mine anymore. Okay, I want to take good care of it because you know, they're historical. Need I tell you that? They're collectible. Need I tell you? And this one's rough, kind of, obviously, but that's okay. You know, and I've pointed out it has 3rd generation grips on it that someone has worn down to look old. But other than that, the gun is old. And actually, I haven't replaced those. I could have over the years, and I still think about sometimes maybe having some custom grips, just wooden grips, you know, that fit like these, that have this meat in them. And I may do that sometime. Grips don't really detract from the originality of a gun. That's one thing you can replace, and nobody thinks anything about it. Like on this newer one, Stag grips. For those who don't realize, you all know that if you're into guns, the grips are interchangeable. You can change them out, and you're not really adulterating the firearm in any way. Now, if you engrave something on it, your name, or you refinish it, or do some things like that, just like an old coin, then you're messing with the original, you know, piece, right, and condition and all that. So yep, it's an anniversary. I can never remember my wife's and my anniversary, but I can always remember my firearms anniversaries, right? Just kidding, just kidding. I'd be in trouble, wouldn't I? So, ooh, that reminds me, it's coming up. I better be on the alert. So let's shoot it again. You want to? Yeah, why not? Look at those big chambers. You know why they're big? Because these are big bullets, 45 caliber. Put one in, skip one, put 4 more in. Now, I can't be a show-off marksman with this thing. I don't believe. I've kind of forgotten where it even shoots, and how accurate the bore is, and all that. You know, if I can hit anything with it. But let's just try something. All right, let's try that plate right down there. I think I have to kind of hold, 6 o'clock hold. There we go. Got that bad guy. It's another plate. Oh, shot over it. Now I can't shoot too fast because of the smoke. Where am I going? Let's hit this 2-liter. Boom. Oh, I know who we have to shoot. It's the cowboy. Boom, got him. Yeah, shoots to above point of aim, which quite often the old Colts do, especially the 4-inchers. Okay, so that's a beauty of a firearm. I tell you what, it's been a really enjoyable firearm to own, even though I don't shoot it that much. I probably have not shot this thing, even 200 times in the 20 years. A lot of people wouldn't shoot it at all, but I'm insane. I do it anyway. And I also wanted to point out, of course, the difference and remind you all, I've talked about this before, we're both empty, this one as well. You pull them on half cock, that's how you determine if they're empty, right? Half cock, these old actions, in the cylinder. This is the John's Davy Colt, 4 3/4 inch barrel. If you don't know what a Davy Colt is, get back and check out the I don't know, any of the Davy Colt videos, or the let's see, Colt Single Action Army 3 Generations. That's the title of that video. Explains all that. So this is 2016 that these were made, and part of the trio. And maybe I'll link to that video in the description. Check out the description. And then this one, 1884. So our Kentucky math tells us that was about 132 years apart. And when this one was made, guess what it looked like? That one, except for maybe the grips. They both probably, or this one came in black grips, but, well, like I was saying before, this has 3rd generation grips, but someone has worn them down to make them look worn and old. Well, they are worn, they don't just look worn, but it might have been done with sandpaper. The 1st generation and 2nd generation Colt Single Actions came with grips kind of like this, but they're thinner. It's a thinner grip, not dramatically, but they don't feel as good to me as these 3rd generation grips. So that's another reason I've not replaced them. This feels better. If I bought a set of original 2nd generation or 1st generation grips like this rubber, they wouldn't feel as good to me, and it'd be $300, $400, $500 for the set of grips, you know. So I just leave these on there, okay? But other than that, you know, the grips are always, you know, personalized and unique and that thing lots of times, but these are the same firearm. So that again points out the amount of wear that you're seeing right here, okay? And look at the, we know they're both clear. Look at the end of the barrels too. This 1884 model's got some wear from, I don't know, holstering, unholstering. I just assumed probably Wyatt Earp owned this one for a while and practiced his quick draw with it. Everybody thinks he had just the long barreled revolvers, but I just sort of think he might have had this one, right? Think that would fly in an auction? Yeah, this one we think might have been owned by Wyatt Earp, so yeah, we expect a top dollar for that. I think you have to have more proof than that, right? Than just a gut feeling. But you know, the thing is, it could have been owned by Wyatt Earp, or name Batmasters, or name any Western person you know, almost, back in the 1800s, as long as they were alive in 1884. We don't know. Think about how many firearms have passed through my hands and some of your hands. You've owned lots of different firearms, traded them, sold them, and different things. And some of these famous gunfighters or lawmen or whatever from back in the 1800s, 1880s, 1870s, 1890s or whatever, they might have owned 20, 30 different guns, but they're well known for a specific one, or when they died, they had this one or something. So we don't know. I mean, literally, and I'm not just saying that to make this mean more to me, because we don't know. It's like a coin. If I pull out a silver dollar made in 1870 or something, we don't know who had that. We don't know who owned this. It could have been almost anybody, because every firearm someone owned is not necessarily on record, right? So, do my little preaching. Can I shoot just a couple more times before I let you go? I don't know what else I was going to tell you about it. Just, you know, 1884, this is a 4 3/4 inch barrel. We've done several videos and explained a lot of this to you. Search Colt Single Action, SAA, on our channel. The 4 3/4 inch barrel is the shortest standard barrel. Now, they were made in special order in different lengths, like 3-inch barrels and different things. And even the big old, what they call the bunt line, if it was a special order maybe. But that one is mostly myth too, in terms of some of that story around it. But the 4 3/4, the 5.5 inch barrel, and then the 7.5 inch barrel are the 3 standard lengths, and I have them all, as you know. And this one is harder to shoot well. It just is. Not up close range, close and dirty, it doesn't matter. But if you're trying to hit something out there, you really have to hold this one steady. Yeah, you really do. And most of you, well, not most of you, but a lot of you have shot enough with short barrels and long barrels. You know, with almost any firearm, that's true to some extent, right? All right. Let's make some more smoke. I would put one on the gong, but I don't think I probably would hit it. Let me, I'm just not sure where to hold or even how accurate. I'll throw a couple out there, okay? And then too, I can't even tell where I'm going because of the smoke. If I hit it, it'll be a miracle. Wood. I'll try one more. I already hit the backstop. At least the bullets are getting there. Let's try the cowboy again on the last couple here. Look at that smoke hovering in the air. Let's add to it. I think that's all. Yeah. Oh man. John, I'll have to shoot a little bit more after you're gone. You don't mind, do you? Okay. Because with black powder, as I've said before, muzzle loaders or these, if you're going to shoot it once, you might as well shoot it 50 times if you want to, because it's the same cleaning process, which is a little bit involved. And so we'll shoot it some more after you all leave, and then clean it up like new. Not about new, but very, very clean. And oil it down, and it'll be ready for another anniversary. I'll get it out again, probably maybe at 30 or 40 year, okay, 40th anniversary. That'd be good. And shoot some more for you. Some of you might be too old to watch by then, but you know, just get your walker out and get whatever computer you're using by that time all set up. Get your caretaker to set it up for you, and log into our channel so you can see the 40th anniversary of this thing. And so anyway, just a cool gun, Colt Single Action. You see them in all the movies, of course, and that's the attraction. I grew up with them. You know that, watching the Lone Ranger and Roy Rogers. I started out very early, The Rifleman and Paladin and all those shows that you all have watched, many of you, Gunsmoke, Bonanza. We could make a long list of them, couldn't we? That's what I cut my teeth on when I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, 10, 20, 60, 70. And so it's not a big surprise that a lot of folks would have a fascination with these firearms. And I'm very, very fortunate in my later years that I'm able to buy one that's an actual original from the 1880s. So that's really special, and I fully am aware of that, how fortunate I am, and I enjoy sharing it with you, okay, and actually firing the ammo you have to fire in it, black powder cartridges, to be safe, and just showing you what it was really like. That smoke is what you would have seen in those barroom shootouts, okay, and because this one might have been used in a barroom shootout. Really, could make up some stories about that, couldn't I? So anyway, my old 1884 Colt Single Action Army, and 20 years, it has served me well. It might even become my carry gun. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com. And also, while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.